Sometimes the most powerful moments come from the simplest words. When the young girl said, "Ma'am, I know that missing child," she didn't just speak a sentence. She carried hope, courage, and clarity that no one else had seen. It reminds us that recognition matters. Often, we underestimate the impact of noticing, listening, and speaking up. A fleeting observation or a small piece of knowledge can change the course of someone's life. The millionaire woman, overwhelmed by the realization, showed us that even those with resources and influence can be moved profoundly by human connection and awareness. It's a reminder that in moments of uncertainty or despair, clarity can arrive from the most unexpected voices. Sometimes, all it takes is paying attention to what others might overlook, and in that attention, lives can be saved. What happened next shows the extraordinary power of empathy in action. The millionaire woman, despite her wealth and influence, was overcome with emotion because she allowed herself to truly feel another's pain. Empathy is not about sympathy or simply acknowledging a problem. It's about connecting with it, letting it touch your heart, and letting that connection guide your response. In that moment, her tears were not a sign of weakness, but of humanity. They showed that no amount of success or money can replace the profound effect of understanding and caring for someone else's suffering. When we allow ourselves to feel alongside others, we break down barriers and create a space where hope can grow. Empathy transforms situations, turning despair into action, fear into courage, and silence into life-saving words. Children often see the world in ways adults cannot. Their innocence, curiosity, and courage allow them to notice details and speak truths that might otherwise be overlooked. In this story, it was a young girl's voice that sparked action and hope, reminding us that age does not limit impact. Children remind us to pay attention, to trust what we see and hear, and to act even when the situation feels overwhelming. Their perspectives can pierce through the noise and urgency of adult concerns, offering clarity in moments of confusion. By listening to them, valuing their observations, and encouraging their courage, we empower them to make real differences in the world. Every child carries potential for change, and their insights can illuminate paths that adults might miss entirely, proving that sometimes the smallest voices are the most powerful. The reality of missing children is heartbreaking, and it affects far more than just the families involved. Each case carries a ripple effect of fear, anxiety, and uncertainty that touches communities, friends, and even strangers who feel the weight of the tragedy. We often think of these situations as distant or rare, but every missing child represents a world turned upside down, a family's daily life interrupted by loss, worry, and unanswered. And it reminds us how fragile life can feel when safety is suddenly taken for granted. Understanding the impact of such situations calls us to greater awareness, vigilance, and action. It is not just a statistic. It is a life, a story, and a community shaken to its core. Each missing child is a call for empathy and responsibilities. The story also reminds us of the power and responsibility of community. No one person can solve every problem alone, but when we pay attention, speak up, and look out for one another, we create a network of care that can truly make a difference. Being vigilant doesn't mean living in fear. It means staying aware, noticing what others might overlook, and acting when something seems wrong. Every small action, Whether it's asking a question, sharing information, or listening carefully, contributes to the safety and well-being of those around us. Communities thrive when people refuse to turn a blind eye and instead choose to engage, support, and protect one another. This story reminds us that collective responsibility is not just a concept, it's a life-saving practice, one that can bring hope where despair might otherwise take hold. Ultimately, this story is about hope and the power of human connection. In moments of fear, uncertainty, or tragedy, it's easy to feel powerless or alone. But the courage of one child and the empathy of one adult show us that hope can emerge even in the darkest situations. When people connect, truly listen, and act with compassion, they create a ripple effect that transforms despair into possibility. Every interaction, every kind word, every small act of attentiveness has the potential to change someone's life, sometimes in ways we cannot even imagine. It reminds us that hope is not abstract, is found in the courage to speak, the willingness to care, and the choice to act. By embracing empathy, awareness, and connection, we can bring light into lives overshadowed by fear and uncertainty.